Learn how rose has been a staple in amping up meals in both flavor and beauty for millennia. This is All Streets Gourmand. Rose as both spice and garnish has a long history. Although I have to say that I hated floral notes and overpowering perfumes or in some of the candies growing up, now I taste the world nostalgic when finding the odd rose-flavored candy or some corner case pastry that incorporates rose in its tradition. Rose for both savory and sweet has made a resurgence, adding that punchy note that can enhance a savory dish or be that overpowering sweet in a cold treat on a hot day. We see rose in street food for its ability to add that little something extra, not just missing out all its bright, delicate beauty as a garnish. Rose in street food has roots going to the far distant past. There are extant recipes from ancient Persia, Greece, and Rome. In 5 CE, the Roman cookbook, Apicius, had a recipe for brain pâté, using rose water and rose petals for decoration. You will see this portrayed in classical paintings and various writings of Rome. Roses were widely adorned on tables across the empire. Persian love cake, awash in rose essence, is said to have roots going back centuries. You may be familiar with edible rose petals, including roses, in wedding cakes or in dishes with panache. Speaking of rose water in ancient Rome, contemporary Middle Eastern tradition includes creating rose water infused with rose petals through steaming. Rose water is then, in turn, used as flavoring for drinks, pastries, and savory dishes. Rose's unique profile, with its hints of natural sweetness, lends itself across a variety of dishes. Of course, rose's beautiful and delicate look likewise adds a natural garnish, dressing dishes, drinks, and meals. 18th century art is awash in the delicate colors of roses across banquet tables depicting classical scenes. Rose was found to pair well with honey and dried fruits. On the savory side, you'll find it in poultry, lamb, and other meat dishes. It pairs nicely with cheeses like mozzarella and brie. Extant use of rose lingers today in spice mixes, teas, and in Turkish delight. The Victorian age formalized and curated rose into their gastronomic lexicon, and as the rise of the printed page ran in parallel, rose remains, albeit not as prominent as vanilla or as almond. And in fact, we attribute the Victorians with rose jellies, rose water that leads into rose cakes, and other delicacies of the age. Now, in street food, you'll find rose in many Middle Eastern and Indian offerings. The former infuses rose in many savory spices, like harissa or harassa, an Arabic blend thought to have originated in Tunisia. Rose that's used in jams. The aforementioned rose water, a byproduct of rose essential oils, is said to have its roots from 3 AD. In India, lassi, a mixture of yogurt, water, and spice, includes rose water and is popular there as chai tea is internationally. Rose teas, familiar by their pink hue, and kulfi, a sugared milk with fruits, nuts, and spice, are quite popular in rose flavor. And you can check out the harissa recipe on our ASG blogs with our chicken rose harissa dish that is quite flavorful. Highly recommended, especially if you're looking for something to really wow the palate. Very layered. It takes a bit of time, but I think it's all worth it. And it was really that recipe that piqued our interest in the savory side of rose. The obvious beauty of the dried petals and a variety of flavors can make any meal stand out without becoming overpowering. Rose will not typically be adverse to the flavor profile that you're cooking towards, which makes this decoration ideal. As for the flavor itself, we've researched that the delicate flavor is described as floral, sweet, fresh, and bready. The rose could be described as a floral honey. For savory dishes, we enjoy crushed rose in its subtlety. It enhances peppers, chilies, and other hot profiles. And like parsley, which we like its ability to enhance without altering, rose gives a slight edge in a dish that you cannot find in other ways. If used correctly, like in a well-established harissa, you might find yourself elevating a dish. All Streets Gourmand sees rose play very prominently in the future of street food and drink, but what about you? Where have you experienced rose in unexpected ways in your travels? Hit the comments, like, and subscribe. All things All Streets Gourmand.